2K Sports Pregame Show, brought to you by Kia.
Greetings and welcome to 2K Sports. I rarely say greetings, but I just did. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, alongside Kenny and Shaq. Tonight, we'll be watching the Indiana Pacers playing against the Spurs out in San Antonio. Well, for San Antonio, they are clearly amped up for this and determined to have a strong showing from the get-go. They feel this is a game they can win and want to establish that pace early on. And we'll get to see Paul George in this one. Obviously, we saw the terrible leg injury he suffered, but he has done more than just come back. In some ways, he's come back better than ever, hasn't he, Kenny?
Yeah, that's impossible almost. I mean, you think about the horrific scare that we all had watching him go down, and he's taken his game to another level, taking central control of the offense, and now he plays incredible defense. How do you do that, Shaq? How does a guy have that kind of injury and be able to come back with that kind of confidence?
Well, it's called heart. The guy has a big heart, and not only that, Kenny, you can respect this as a shooter. His improvement in the three-point shot has been a game changer for him. He's clearly one of the elite talents in the league right now after that injury. I'm happy for him.
Love that Paul George story. Time now for tip-off. Kevin Harlan's got the call.
And now, your San Antonio Spurs starting lineup. At the shooting guard position, at 6'6", number 14, Dan Green. 6'2", number 9, Tony Parker. At center, at 7'0", number 16, Pau Gasol. From San Diego State, number 2, Kawhi Leonard. Your head coach is Greg Popovich. Once again, your San Antonio Spurs.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. We're in San Antonio. The Spurs with home court playing here at the AT&T Center. And the Spurs start out with the ball. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Teague and Monte are the guard set. George and Young are the forwards. And it's Jefferson in at the 5 spot.
And as soon as Parker catches the ball, he immediately rises up and pulls the trigger. Love to see the confidence on display there.
And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That's his first foul. On defense, the Spurs. It's a three-point game. Shot from 12. Young's shot is off.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm. And after battling a hamstring injury a couple seasons ago, Tony Parker is stepping up his physical maintenance and preparation regimen. More stretching and warming up before games, more recovery work afterwards. He's doing what it takes to stay healthy.
And he's good on the 3-ball.
Young is so good coming off the pick and roll, and he doesn't have any problem being the distributor in that situation either.
Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Leonard. There's the triple. Offensive rebound, Spurs. Fires for 3, and it's good, and the assist by Parker. Leonard's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I spoke briefly with Nate McMillan. Now, he knows this other team blocks shots, but he doesn't want his team to change its approach. He said, we've got to attack the paint. We can't just live outside. I told my guys, when you go up strong. So, Kevin, they're going to take it early and often to the front of the rim.
Terrific, Dave. Thanks. They put a lot of thought into how they're going to match up against the opposing defense, guys.
And so they should, because that's what it's going to take. This is such a tough D to break down. They're going to have to play a smart game offensively.
Well, there's no denying that. I mean, you're not going to get by on skill alone. I mean, you've got to have the strategy and the skill working together.
The Pacers shooting their first free throws of this game.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
San Antonio making a switch here. Dedmon's checked in. And the second free throw, good. The Pacers were a much improved team last season, and easy to see why with Paul George back in full health. But this is a team that was the #1 seed in the East back in 2014. How do they get back, guys, to that level?
Well, guys, it's a whole new roster, a whole new style of play for them, so growing pains are inevitable. I thought getting to the playoffs, pushing the Raptors to 7 games in the first round was a good step. Really hard to compare this team with the Hibbert and West teams that got to back-to-back conference finals. I think they need another difference maker alongside Paul George to continue to rise in the Eastern Conference.
Pacers leading by 3. Outside, George. Jefferson setting the pick for George. And it's George again missing. Here's Leonard. That one doesn't go. And Indiana will come the other way. And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
Look at how high George gets off these drives to the hoop. Banging it down with the violence of a madman.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
Screen by Young. T kicks to George. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Good sets, good offensive sets are built on solid screens, and that was an example of how you don't want to set a pick. His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Wasted no time on that one. George has got 10 points in the game.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
And a fast break now for the Spurs. And Leonard gets it to go.
You know, on defense, Ellis is a guy who doesn't give in easily. He's a workhorse out there at that end of the floor.
To the paint, here's George. And that comes off the assist by Jeff T. 12 points for George.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agility.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Young, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. He's got 5.
Oh, great ball movement there.
From deep, Green, up and in, it's good. First basket of the game for him, 1 for 4 shooting. Outside Teague. He dishes it to Ellis. This one for 3. Great D that time from Green. Parker, right side, unloads from 13. And it's San Antonio with another.
Yeah, the mid-range jump shot is just automatic from Parker, especially when he gets the room to fire.
Tipped away. Teague against Parker. Here's Young. Here's Teague. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
And it's Parker again missing.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Teague with the ball. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. George, that's a screen for Teague. Shot off the screen. George, no good.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one. Short stroke. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot. He presents a defender with a serious challenge. Always.
The 3. That shot off the mark. And a good game so far as we conclude the first quarter. Spurs lead by 1. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Hey, talk to Monte Ellis. He says he feeds off his doubters. He loves to hear someone say what he can't do.
I think I had that all my life. I always had to prove somebody wrong, and, you know, still to this day. That's just the competitiveness that I believe my oldest brother built into me when I was little.
And that kind of relentless determination is something Monte is known for. And one of the reasons he's been around for a decade in the NBA as a consistently good player.
And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready to get going once more. And the players having a chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Spurs.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for San Antonio, Leonard and Aldridge, the 2 stars at the 3 and the 4. Mills and Manu at the guards. And it's Dedmon in at the center position. And Paul George formerly wore the jersey number 24. His sports writer suggested he should go with the number 13, so his nickname could be PG-13. George liked the idea, so he did it.
Yeah, and the more superstitious among us might wonder if he brought himself some bad luck with that number, but it is an auspicious number for him. Of course, back in 2013, he won Most Improved Player and made his first All-Star appearance. But I think the story is true. The fact that PG, in an effort to brand himself a certain way, wanted to be viewed as agreeable to all viewing parties.
And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. Pacers leading by 3. Got a piece of it. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Ginobili, that's for 2. That shot missing. Good work defensively by Stuckey. Indiana's gone 3 of 7 tonight from 3-point territory. Hit his foot, and the ref's whistling a kick ball. We've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. From beyond the arc, rebound San Antonio. Dedmon kicks to Leonard. Drains the 3-pointer. Leonard's got 10 points in the game.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, in the era of 3 and D and 4 out and 1 in, some say the post-up is a lost art. That makes Al Jefferson a throwback player. He said it happened right in front of my eyes. When I came into the league, it was still a big man's game. Everything changed around me. I've always been a back-to-the-basket post-move player. I just stuck to what I do best, guys.
Yeah, and I hope he never changes. Thanks, D.A. And here is Teague. Manu Ginobili getting his 3 to go. And the shot is good from Stuckey.
A fantastic heads-up play there from Young to find the open man.
Knocked loose. Young with the steal. 3-pointer. Nailed from 3-point land. Now it's a 4-point Pacer lead. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Pacers?
boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, the other thing, though, is they have attacked in the open floor. They're definitely getting a lot of easy ones that way.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Allen's checked in for Young. C.J. Miles comes in for George. And Joseph Young subbed in for T. Got a piece of it. They get it back. The shot by Turner, no good. San Antonio's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it. 9 times they've missed. Kept alive. Aldridge, the pass to Leonard. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. Leonard's got 5 points now this quarter. Young dishes to Turner. Pass to Miles. Stuckey. Rebound San Antonio. Dedmon's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Again, Leonard missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open. And the continuity for the Spurs, really, it's pretty amazing. I mean, that trio of Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan, the most successful trio in the history of the NBA.
Dedmon kicks to Mills. A three-pointer is right on target. Mills has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Young pass to Miles. And Turner kicks to Stuckey. To the inside. Ball's knocked loose. And it's Miles missing. And for the Spurs, their star players have all taken less, Greg, in free agency in order to stay in San Antonio.
Yes, Bernie, bigger markets and bigger paychecks. It's a family atmosphere in the Spurs organization. It's rare to see a single player start and finish his career with one team, much less 3 teams.
Here is Stuckey after the made shot from Manu Ginobili. That shot is off.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
And Greg, it's been hard to watch. I mean, you can see his frustration. He's actually looking forward to the end of this period so he can have a fresh start for the next one.
And so it's Indiana with it after the basket by San Antonio. Stolen by Ginobili for the finish, and it's slammed in by Ginobili.
That's how you make an impact with defense. And once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. Floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
He kicks to Mills. To the middle. Here's Aldridge. Again, the Spurs good for 2.
Nice bucket there. I mean, they are playing really, really smart basketball.
IQ basketball, smartphone basketball, whatever you want to call it. Even though the lead's not that large, they're still in charge right now.
Here is Stuckey following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's sent back by Aldridge.
Miles Turner, the 11th overall pick last season out of the University of Texas, only spent 1 season in college. But this guy very well could be a perennial all-star. The Pacers think they've gotten a steal. He was a 19-year-old rookie who showed he already understands how to hold his own at both ends of the floor.
Pau Gasol is checked in for San Antonio. Anderson comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Jefferson's checked in for the Pacers. Ellis comes in for Rodney Stuckey. And Turner was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. What caused him, guys, you think, to slip to 11th in the 2015 draft?
Well, you know, he didn't have a huge impact at Texas. Only played there 1 year. There wasn't a full body of work on his resume. Some even looked at his awkward running gait as perhaps a chink in his armor. But he trained with track coaches, developed his hip flexibility, and really has been working on his mobility and had a strong rookie season.
The Pacers shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. Free throw good, Miles.
The former second-round pick Miles is a very dependable role player, somebody you can count on to light it up and get it going from downtown.
And Miles drops them both.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the half. Now, here is Young, covered by Mills. Now, here is Young. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Pacers have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far. First free throw is good, and Indiana making a change here. And so Young nails them both. 6 seconds left now here in the second. 2 on the clock. Doesn't go for him. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. It's San Antonio up 2. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Tony, it's been a great effort defensively. What is it you wanted to try and take away from them?
Well, we just try to slow them down. They're a tough team to handle inside. They have great players, so we just try to double, triple, and control the boards.
And the job's only half done. Thanks, Tony. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period with just a 1-point lead. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, their success was largely about second chance points. They crashed the offensive boards heavy in the first half. I love how they fight for every 50-50 ball like it's the last ball on earth.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Indiana?
Well, their perimeter defense is falling apart. Guys aren't fighting over screens, closing out on shooters. I mean, you know, when you're playing a team that gets this hot from behind the arc, you got to body up on the shooters and try to close them down. Their defense needs to extend outward in the second half.
And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Indiana trailing here. And last season we had Kobe's retirement.
I love that. Yes, indeedy.
And you talk about momentum. That sort of action delivers a type of energy to your team that you just cannot quantify.
I'm going to quantify something right now, Greg. This is a close game, and that was something special.
Well, in a game like this, fellas, when you have a chance to send a message, you do it. And boy, did he do it.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we all know about the championships that the Spurs have won, but it's their culture that is admired around the league. Coach Popovich said, "I've been fortunate with the guys I've had come through here. My job is pretty easy when people have that character. You don't have to convince them to get over themselves or to feel responsible to each other. It makes it easier to have a team that enjoys playing together." Evan?
All right, D.A., thanks. Being modest certainly is Coach Pop. He chose the players who fit, certainly.
Monte Ellis, hard to believe he's got over a decade in the league already. Right out of high school, back in the mid-2000s. This guy is an outstanding scorer, driver, and surprisingly good as a playmaker, too. If you let him get to his right hand, you're in a real trouble.
And he sinks the second. And Ellis always aggressive, looking to score. He's instant offense, guys.
Yeah, he's high-octane offense, one of the best in the league at getting into the middle of the defense and making good things happen for his team.
Here's Indiana now. Nobody near George. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Pass to Leonard, stolen by George. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And it's George again missing. Spurs have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Aldridge dishes to Parker. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist. And 11 points for Tony Parker.
And Parker just so smart about knowing when to take three-pointers. A lot of confidence from him there, sinking the outside shot.
Ellis against Green. Ellis kicks to Young, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, he's an intriguing player, Thaddeus Young. I mean, you look at his frame and his game. I mean, he seems like he'd be a small forward, but he's played at the power forward position for years now, and I think that's in part due to the way the game is played now in the NBA with stretch fours and spacing the floor. Thaddeus Young fits into that kind of game quite well.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for San Antonio. And so Young nails them both. He certainly can score at the power forward. Young has ability to space the floor and attack off the bounce. He's pretty special at that position.
Yeah, he really is. You know, he came into the league only after a year in college and has grown into a reliable scorer as a slasher and small ball four-man. So he's found and carved out a nice niche for himself.
Leonard. Another miss by Leonard.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Leonard's got 17.
And what precision passing from Gasol. A real genius at finding his teammates in their comfort zone.
Ellis with the screen for T. Picked him clean. In transition, here comes San Antonio. From deep three-point range, Green, no luck.
Jeez, maybe he was trying to show off or something right there.
Is that what you think?
Absolutely.
Instead, it had the opposite effect. He looks foolish.
Leonard attacking. Bucket is good. Now it's a 5-point Spurs lead.
Really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
Ball's knocked loose. Leonard with the steal. Here's Parker. Rejected by T.
And who would have thought it would be T to send that shot away? Great block.
San Antonio leading by 5. Gasol passes to Parker. The shot. And it's Parker again missing.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Indiana again missing.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And the Pacers going with the smaller lineup too, but they've remained an elite team defensively. Guys, how have they done it?
Well, not so much about their shot blocking or rim protecting as it was in the past. More about their perimeter defense. One of the best in the league at forcing turnovers and defending the three-point shot. And ironically, despite all the pressure they apply, they do a good job of keeping the ball in front most times.
Here's Teague after Pau Gasol's bucket. Here's Jefferson. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist.
How about the vision of Ellis? Nice job finding guys in their spots.
Stolen by Ellis. 1:24 left in the third. And Young, here we go. No good off the back of the rim. Spurs leading by 5. Now the feed to Green. And taken away by Ellis. Teague with a clean look. Drains it from beyond the arc. Teague's got 5 points in the quarter.
Get over here, guys. Hustle up. Let's talk. Listen, guys, we've got one guy doing all the damage out there. He cannot continue to cut inside so freely. I want us to gap him off the ball and keep him out of the middle. No easy buckets now, all right? We got this.
Has a high impact style too. I mean, he's one of my more enjoyable guys to watch because of the verve with which he plays. When he's got the ball, he's very explosive getting to the rack.
And, you know, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you've played and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
A different look now for San Antonio. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Dwayne Dedman. Ginobili comes in for Leonard. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Indiana. San Antonio leading. Mills dishes to Gasol. Jefferson with some nice D. For Indiana, they've gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Shots good by Turner.
Exceptional skills for Turner down in the paint. This guy, I think, has the potential to be a dominant player inside for a lot of years.
It's Ginobili outside. Good on the three-point shot. Ginobili's got 10 points in the game.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Screen by Jefferson. Here's Turner. The rebound by Anderson. Spurs leading by 3. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Ginobili gets the bucket. Here's T. 7 points in the game. The high post shot. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got his 6th rebound on the night. Ginobili outside. Offline with his 3. And now the fast break. George with the ball. No good on that last second attempt there. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third quarter. Both teams putting up points. Spurs lead by 5. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. San Antonio leading by 5. Mills and Manu at the guard. Pau Gasol is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Anderson in at the small forward position. That's the San Antonio 5.
And Gasol is a master at utilizing his strength inside, forcing the defense to become physical with him whenever he has the ball in deep.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Spurs?
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
Yeah, but Clark, the other thing that sticks out for me, the number of assists they've made over the course of this game.
Gasol drops 2. One thing that Greg is often underappreciated about Pau Gasol is just how aware he is out on the floor, not only on the defensive end, how he'll help out, but also his vision as a passer on the offensive side.
Really, Kevin, one of the best passing bigs to ever play the game, and it's a part of why he's been the crux of so many offenses. Very good at identifying and exploiting a mismatch for himself or others. Never forces things on offense and always takes what the team's given.
Here's Ginobili. Jefferson with some nice D.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Ellis can't get it to go.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up.
And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist by Anderson. And that's now 6 points for Pau Gasol. Pacers trail by 7. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And Turner kicks to Jefferson. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Aldridge. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. David Lee's checked in for San Antonio. Parker comes in for Patty Mills. And guys, when you take a look at the Pacers offensively, one of the least efficient teams in the league. How do they turn the corner in that regard?
Well, they've got to get more playmaking. They need more guys that can make plays. They had a low rate of assists and high rate of turnovers, and that's mainly attributable to not having enough playmakers.
And the Spurs organization, really the gold standard in the NBA. Greg, they just keep winning.
You have to be impressed with how they've acquired young star talent to kind of carry on that tradition. Usually when teams have their stars retire, they go through that rebuild phase. The Spurs only revamp and reload.
Young is often overmatched because he's not as big as other power forwards, but he still finishes inside at a high rate.
Outside, Ginobili. No good that time. And Indiana will go the other way with it. Indiana moving the ball around. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Young.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
A nice shot by Teague.
If you give Teague enough room out there beyond the arc, he won't hesitate to make you pay.
Gasol softly drops in the floater. Gasol's got it all tied up now for the Spurs.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. San Antonio's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. George has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Over in the corner, Ellis lets it go from deep. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists now in this one. That's a 2 from Parker. Deep 2 from Anderson. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Boy, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
T kicks to George. The pass to Ellis. To the paint, looking for George. He gets it there.
And George just has an uncanny knack for providing these kinds of baskets. And he makes it look so easy.
Here's Jefferson. A shot, no good. So the Spurs will take it the other way. From the baseline. Good on the shot. Leonard's got 21 in the game.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Yes, he does, and they need nothing less from him tonight. Another clutch performance is exactly what they're hoping for.
Jefferson, that's good. Spurs trail by 5. It's deflected. It's stolen by Jefferson. Teague kicks to George. Teague the pass to George. That's off target. Not sure why he took that one. Ginobili dishes to Leonard. Outside Gasol. And a miss there on the triple. Pacers leading by 5. The three from George. Traps in the tray. 23 points in the game.
And the range that George has, I mean, he is a knockdown threat from the perimeter.
It's Parker outside. A rebound by Young. Young's got 11 rebounds in the game. T kicks to Ellis. Young sets a screen for Ellis. Screen by Jefferson. Here's George. 6 to shoot. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. And it's a 10-point Pacer lead.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for Indiana.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have. And what a huge standout performance it was for Young. You have to love the way that he was closing out on defensive trips. He would always body up, and it's why he ended with so many boards.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
George having a fantastic game. 25 points, and he sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
This is really production personified from long range.
Two shots.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
You know, George has a pretty quiet way about him. He's not a very demonstrative guy, and I think that's appealing. He kind of lets the game come to him and lets his game do his talking.
And here are the Spurs. Here's Leonard. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. What's up?
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special.
The circus dunk for you right there, guys.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
Shoot 2.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. San Antonio.
Let's go, hustle up. Listen up. We've got to make some adjustments on offense out there. Feels like we have a hand in our face every time we shoot the ball. Do not try to win this game by yourself. Stop taking contested jumpers, and let's get back to playing unselfish basketball. Here we go. Let's get some buckets now.
.23 seconds left in the game. Here's Anderson. Bounces high off the rim and drops. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
That's his first personal foul. At the line for the Pacers, Joseph Young. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's an 8-point.
This game is ours. Let's draw it up. Come on. This is it. Do not take your foot off the gas pedal now, gentlemen. I need a group of guys who are willing to bring the defensive intensity to the next level.
Let's get out of
here. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Really good job on the inside that time. I mean, he had to work for that rebound, and he got it done.
And here's Young, feeds to Miles. So it's Indiana picking up the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where is your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long.
The 2K Sports Postgame Show.
Thanks, Kevin. Now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George. Aggressive right from the opening tip. His big first quarter got the team into a groove early, and that helped fuel their fire for the rest of the evening.
The first word that comes to mind for Paul George is complete. He's a complete basketball player on both ends of the floor. Defensively, offensively, he drives the train for both.
Well, Ernie, reminds me of myself. He loves being the bad guy, and he was a great villain tonight. Just sticking it to those fans. Anytime they got on his case, he stepped up and hit a big shot after a big shot. Fantastic performance in a very tough environment.
And that's it for tonight, but we've got a whole new NBA season ahead of us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again very soon.